Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. It was another whipsaw price action overnight with a few economic data sending markets into a bit of a spasm. And what I mean by that is, following up from the US CPI data, we had the update of the US PPI, which came in better from forecast of 0.4 and previous of 0.4 to 0.7 month on month, and with the core PPI coming in at 0.2 from 0.4, so that was on forecast. But the core retail sales market came in stronger from 0.7 to forecast of 0.4 to 0.6. Along with that, we had the unemployment claims, which was a little bit lower from the forecast of 226 to 220. That in turns put the Australian dollar in a very strong whipsaw price action, but still contained within the region of 63.5 to around 64.5. It is assessed that the market may actually stage another up test due to the fact that the RSI is relatively bullish, and therefore a clearance of 64.5 would see a move up to 65.35, where I view as the top side of the range. The market was surprised overnight after the ECB hiked rates by 25 base points from 4.25% to 4.5%. It was a little bit surprising, but nevertheless the market found a bit in terms of a bearish price action, and along with that, with the talk of the Fed possibly hiking rates in September, that is next week, the market is still a little bit on the jitter side as the dollar index, which measures the greenback strength against a basket of 6 major currencies, surges from 104.70 to 105.40. This is seen now the euro reaches objective, which I was looking for, to 106.45 to 55 after printing an intraday low of 106.30. I still feel there may be a little bit more room to the downside, so we need to go to a slightly longer term case and look towards this region, which is seen at 105.15 as the next target, due to the fact that the ADX is still trading from a weekly. We are oversold though, but in terms of the RSI for the daily outlook, we can still see a little bit more weakness. But with the weakness coming into play, and also with the break of 106.45, does give further evidence to the bearish case. The dollar yen outlook, well, the market wasn't as bullish considering how strong the dollar was overnight, and still the technicals are breaking down somewhat. So I feel that the top side, which is around 147.95 to 148.30, contained in the market. If this pattern does continue to lead on to the bearish case, then we could see a breakdown towards 146, and maybe even look into where the objective is at 144.5. It's more of a matter about the possibility of an intervention from the Bank of Japan, after Japan's Vice Minister of Finance said last week that they will not rule out any options on currencies if speculative moves persist, and added it is important for currency moves to reflect fundamentals. So therefore the market is still looking in case above 148 towards 150 of a possible BOJ intervention. Sterling resumed back to its bearish case and looks back towards this level at 123.80, which is holding at present. In light of the rejection from the RSI, we can see that the bears are still continuing weighing on the market and also negating this hammer. Therefore, let's see how the level of 123.80 holds. If that fails to support the market, then we could see a move down towards the region of 123.30 and maybe even on towards 122. Trend is also getting stronger for the weeklies, so we need to monitor that as well. A very whipsaw price action for gold. After touching the lows of 1,900, the market rebounded, but still not out of the bearish territory. That could still put further stress on the downside and look towards the objective that I'm calling at 1,886 to 88. Beneath there is the call level of 1,850 to 70 area, which is still intact. I'm keeping an eye because the ADX is starting to trend, and therefore would put a bit more further emphasis on the downside. Let's see if the market can, first of all, close under 1,906 and then on towards 1,886. It was another stellar night for oil after it cleared the key level of 88.2060 and rallies on, and now looks towards its objective but I'm holding around 91.5 to about $92 a barrel. Let's see if the market can reach there. It's extremely overbought, and with the overnight rally, the market's actually negated the divergence, and the trend is overheating. So this is the last step, I feel, in the rally on towards 91.5 to 92, and then I do expect to see a turnaround in the trend. Well, that's a wrap for the week. Thank you very much for joining me, and as always, look out for the intraday report. I hope you enjoy the great start to the new weekend.